everybody. So today we're going to try Sheephead Ale, American Bitter. This is 7.3% ABV and 77 IBUs. Now this bottle does not have the ABV on it. Let's check Untapped. Untapped does say 7.3 and 77 IBUs. No date. This is part of the original, what was it? The original craft beer club. It's a monthly subscription box. I bought 3 months just to try it out, and so far I would say it's been I'll do, after the 3 months, I'll do a full wrap up, but this is the second beer I've had from them. The other one was a raspberry kettled sour. So let's get into this. If anything, and I wish I had another bottle. It seems like 12 fluid ounces is low when it's all the way down to here, but that could just be me. So let's go ahead and open this, get it into a glass, and see what we think. Okay, hiss, good smoke. Should be able to fit this all in here. There we go. Ooh, I can smell it. Light caramel colored head, small and medium bubbles, not even a quarter finger head. It does look like that's dissipating pretty quickly. Color, I would say copper in color, pretty clear. I mean, obviously you guys can see me through it. Some bubbles coming up, not very many. Yeah, nice copper color. Let's go ahead and smell. Malt, a little bit of caramel, a little bit of bitterness, like pine bitterness on the back end. But I would say that malt caramel, like a Crystal 80, maybe 120 in there. Not that much sweetness though, which it technically shouldn't. Yeah, no alcohol. 7.3 is almost pushing double IPA. So are they calling this an American Bitter? Red IPA. So they're calling this a red. It's almost a double red IPA if you want to call it that. So that malt coming through is pretty consistent with, you know, almost a double IPA. That crystal is actually nice to smell in winter. I look for those kind of flavors, or those smells, even flavors, when we're getting into the cold months. And now that this is December, it is kind of nice to see those caramel notes coming out more in beer. So let's go ahead and try it. Definitely see why they call this a bitter. Bitterness throughout the whole entire beer. You do get some sweeter caramel notes. I would almost go as far as saying like caramel taffy, kind of like you would get out of a brown or something close to a brown. But yeah, caramel notes, maybe a touch of toffee, but that bitterness does go all the way through the palate, even into the aftertaste, down in your throat. For me, it's like there is a little bit of malt caramel. It's almost like up front in the taste, it's an older beer. A lot of my home brews I've been keeping around to try and see what they're like after a year, and you get more of that honey sweetness out of there, that malt. That's kind of what I get out of this. You get a little bit of that malt, but that caramel, it's definitely a darker caramel, like an 80 or a 120. Those notes go through along with the bitterness. In the back, I do get a little citrus in there. I'm not sure what hops they're using. But yeah, it is nice to see some of that citrus in there. It seems like I'm pretty sure it's from the hops, but because of that citrus in the aftertaste, it's almost like a generic citrus rind bitterness. And I understand that it's probably, the bitterness is obviously coming from the hops probably used at the beginning of the boil, but it is nice to see in a beer like this where you are getting that caramel, that malt up front, that it does change a little bit. And because at first I thought it was going to stay the same, and I'm like, I mean, how hard is it to make that? But it is nice to see that citrus in the back end going into some citrus rind bitterness in the aftertaste. That's about all I can say. I'm trying to score it. I really don't like all that malt caramel up front. I think it's too much. I would rather have it in the back end than at the beginning, but I understand it's a bitter. I like the citrus on the end. I'd probably go 3.25 out of 5. Nothing to write home about. Will I drink the other 3? Probably not. I'll give them to friends. But overall, okay beer. So let's check Untapped. 4 of my friends have had this 2.88. 6,000 people have checked it in 3.36. All I can say is not looking good for the original Craft Beer Club. I don't know who in the hell is picking these, but I'm not sure why you would put a beer that rates this low in a monthly box, unless you're just looking to make money. So style guidelines: malty, hoppy, bitter, smooth, sweet. I really don't get that much sweetness. I don't, yeah. Let's see if anybody said anything about it. Metallic, strange. Yeah, I don't get that. It sounds, maybe the original Craft Beer Club is recycling these. This person, whatever BOTM is, had this, it was in that box in 2017. Yeah, here's a 2015. It doesn't say where they purchased it. Yeah, 2013. Man. So going all the way back to 2013, there's only been 6,000 people that have checked this in. That's kind of weird, but maybe, yeah, maybe it's just not that well known. So I would say skip this. If you're looking for bitters, there's other bitters out there that are better. And that's about all I'm going to say. So if you enjoyed this review, check some more out over here, and don't forget to try new craft beer.